one of the key things emphasized there was also kind of standardized testing as a key. And during the COVID era, a lot of that was waived as temporarily. You don't need to submit that. And now a lot of schools are bringing that back. How important is really, an SAT score, an ACT score to the application itself, pending, all else in your application?
I always tell clients, and I believe this has been the perspective of various companies I've worked with as well, that you are putting yourself at a disadvantage not submitting a test score, even if it's optional. And the reason that's the case is that's like the one hard piece of data colleges have where you can prove that you are attaining this score that puts you in X percentile across
Mhm.
the board compared to so many students in the country. It's
Right.
very hard when you're looking at different schools and their grades and different GPAs to really know what that means across different states, different schools. And
Exactly.
from an admissions officer's perspective, if you're sending in like a 34 on the ACT, that's a very compelling point of da- information slash data saying, oh, okay, this actually is a really competitive applicant. At the same time, if you're not able to achieve that score that you're trying to achieve, definitely hold back on it. I will say we are seeing schools continue to make that optional requirement not
Mm.
optional again. So I think we're seeing a trend towards requiring those scores in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any difference from what you've seen with clients for the ACT or SAT? Is there a preference? I took the ACT myself, so which one matters, or which one? Why, the fact that there is two standardized tests, like why is there two, and why do you think, like, what is the difference between the two of them for maybe a student to take one versus the other?
I would say that there's no difference in how the admissions officers view the SAT versus the ACT. However, just over time, I have seen typically the students who do a little better on the ACT are usually stronger in math slash science.
Mm.
Whereas if you're more humanities oriented, you do want to lean more towards the SAT. And the reason
Hmm.
that is because the ACT actually has a science section that the SAT fully lacks. But
I see.
when it comes to just debating which test you want to take, I usually advise that students take a practice test just blindly for the ACT and the SAT and just see what they're naturally scoring higher on and then
Right.
go from there.
I agree. I did much better on the ACT myself, so I went with that.